Have you ever had a really bad day? A day that seemed so ruined, nothing could make it better? I've been there. And I think maybe you have too. This year has been full of hopeless, depressing days. But today, let me make your day a little brighter with a story to remind you that there is hope even on the worst of days. My story begins in the late 1960s. Johnny, a young country boy from Loxahatchee, Florida, had just moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee in order to attend Bible college. Johnny was from a poor family, and to pay for his schooling, he worked a full-time job as a truck driver. He would travel in his semi-truck all night to make deliveries and rush back to school the next morning. Poor college kid. Needless to say, he did not get much sleep. And one night, after a long day at school, this caught up to him. Johnny was driving his truck along a lonely mountain road in the Tennessee hills. On this night, he was especially tired, and as the hours passed and it got later, Johnny got sleepier and sleepier. In the early morning hours, just before dawn, his eyes finally closed. That's right. Johnny crashed his truck into the back of another truck. The force of the crash woke Johnny immediately, and he jerked the wheel to try and correct it. But it was too late. The semi-truck and trailer jackknifed and spun across the highway. Now remember, this was a mountain road. It had only 2 lanes, and there were deep ravines on either side. Thankfully, the truck stopped before falling off the road. But now it was stuck lengthwise across both lanes, blocking traffic on both sides. Johnny's day was officially miserable. Not only had he wrecked his truck, but he knew he would never make it back to school on time. And as he saw the lights of a police car coming closer, he just knew that he was going to get an expensive ticket. The police officer was certainly not happy with Johnny, and as they waited for the tow truck, policemen got more and more upset. Horns were honking, people were yelling, and worst of all, it was freezing cold. Could it get any worse? Why, yes. Yes, it could. You see, the traffic was so bad and the road was so small, the tow truck could not get through. Johnny was officially stuck in a very, very bad day. But as Johnny stood beside the wreck, a man walked up to the policeman. This stranger had no special features. He was dressed in normal clothes and he was of average height. But this man was special. He was about to change Johnny's very bad day into a marvelous adventure. The man asked the police officer, "Sir, if I can move the truck out of the road, will you let us all go by?" "What do you think? Of course we want the truck off the road," scoffed the officer. The stranger nodded his head and slowly walked back through the traffic. A few minutes later, the horns stopped honking and the people stopped yelling. For what did they see? That man was leading an elephant. You heard right. In the Tennessee mountains, there was a real live elephant. Johnny rubbed his eyes. He couldn't believe it. The stranger hooked the elephant's harness to the front of the wreck, and the elephant easily pulled the truck out of the way. Then both man and elephant slowly walked back down the road to where a circus caravan was waiting. With the truck safely out of the lane, traffic began to flow again. The policeman was so shocked that he didn't even give Johnny a ticket. Instead, once the tow truck arrived, the officer sent Johnny on his way with a reminder to not drive when tired. While the story may seem a little unbelievable, it's actually quite true. You see, Johnny, that was my dad. And while he no longer drives a semi-truck, My dad still loves to tell his children and grandchildren all about his elephant miracle. Sadly, when you and I have a bad day, there probably won't be an elephant hiding around the corner to cheer us up. But remember, don't let those bad days get you down. If you keep smiling, keep going, and keep on trucking, your own unexpected miracle is likely on its way.